In this training, we're going to learn how to add a new resource to Resource Wagon. We'll start by clicking Administrator and going over here and clicking on Resource Types. This will bring us to all the resources we currently have set up, if we have any. You'll see we do have a few, but we want to add a new one, so we'll click on New Resource Type. We don't have a computer resource yet, so let's go ahead and add one of those. You can add any type of resource you need. You just need to give it a name, put it in there. We need to set up a fulfiller, whoever is the designated person in the organization to fulfill this resource. Simply start typing their name, and it should start popping up here, and you can select that. Now, if we need to set up a workflow, right now it's set to once this resource is requested, it will go directly to the fulfiller, as it says there. But if we need to add some steps, some approval steps, say the manager needs to approve it before it gets to the fulfiller, or it needs to go to the IT department for their approval, whatever it might be, we can create workflows here. We can also create them here. And once they're created, they'll show up in the drop-down menu here, and we can simply select them. This one we're just going to have go directly to the fulfiller. Now, if we have any special instructions for the requester, simply add those instructions here, whatever those might be. Now, if we want to make sure this resource is active, meaning it can be requested and actually fulfilled, we need to make sure this box is checked. If at any time this certain resource shouldn't be requested, say you're not granting any new phones or software or whatever it might be, you'll want to go back and uncheck this box so that it cannot be requested. It basically puts this resource in a frozen state. Then this next checkbox, show this resource type on Employee Quick Start. Basically, the Employee Quick Start is a simple document that lists necessary things that a new employee might need on their first day, whether it's network access, passwords, their manager's phone number, the location of their cubicle or office, whatever it might be, that can show up on the Employee Quick Start. If we want this resource to show up there, we just simply click that box. Then you can see we have an option to even set some more settings. So let's go ahead and click on that. As we look at this a little more in detail, you can see that we can add even more detailed information to that Employee Quick Start about this resource in this field. Or if we have instructions for the fulfiller of this resource, we can add that here, and that will be in the email that is sent to him when it's sent to that resource fulfiller when this resource is requested. Now, if we want to restrict this resource to employees at a certain location, headquarters or the West Building or North Building, whatever locations you might have, and you want to restrict it to that, go ahead and select whatever that might be. We're going to allow computers at any location, so we won't select anything. If we want all employees to automatically have this resource when they stop or when they start, go ahead and check that box. Or if we did select a location here and we want every employee at that specific location to automatically get this when they start, we would check that box. Down here, when an employee terminates, if they have a resource for auditing purposes that the organization needs to show has been revoked at termination, if this is a resource like that, like a certain access to software or a badge that gets you into certain areas of an organization, those things would need to be revoked. So we need to make sure that we have an option to revoke those. If it's a resource that doesn't necessarily need to be or would be revoked, like a training the employee received or passwords or whatever it might be, tuition reimbursement, those just end after employment. So if it's one of those resources, we click on No. And then to finalize it all, just simply click on Create Resource Type, and it's going to add this new computer resource right here to our list of resources with the fulfiller there. And now it's available for any employee to be given this resource, or at least requested. Our next training is going to be on adding even more options to this, adding an option of whether it's a desktop computer or a laptop, whatever that might be. So that'll be the next training.